The Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries has reported that exports of dried seaweed products have already reached a new annual high this year, driven by growing global demand for healthier food products.
해양수산부는 건강식품에 대한 해외 수요 증가에 힘입어 국산 김 제품이 연간 역대 최고 수출액을 경신했다고 밝혔습니다. I love Kim.
Me too.
Right.
Yeah, it's a staple.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like people around the world love it too.
Yeah. So they say that, we used outbound, but there's also outbound shipments.
Yeah.
And outbound shipments means it's exports. So exports of kim or these seaweed products reached $850 million during the January to October period. And this amount already surpasses the previous annual record, which was $792 million, which was set in 2023.
Yeah.
So Korea is definitely a kim powerhouse. It accounts for 70% of the global market for seaweed products. And for all of 2024, the Oceans Ministry anticipates that the export volume will increase 27% on year to reach $1 billion. And if we take a look at the different destinations, export destinations, the exports to the United States was the most. It stood at $177 million in the first 10 months of the year. This was followed by Japan with $175 million and Thailand with $84.5 million. And the Oceans Ministry said that the export destinations for seaweed products has jumped to 122 countries around the world in 2023 from just 64 in 2010, reflecting the growing popularity of kim in the global markets.
네, 지금 2024년이니까 불과 한 14년 만에 64개국으로 수출되던 김이 122개국으로 한 2배 정도 뛰었네요. 그만큼 김을 좋아하는 사람들이 전 세계적으로 더 많아졌고 그리고 이제 올해 같은 경우에는 1조 원 정도의 수출 기록을 세웠습니다. 그래서 이게 역대 최고 수출액이라고 하는데 이쯤 되면 그냥 영어로 dried seaweed 대신에 그냥 김 해도 될 것 같아요.
I think they're trying to push for that. Yep.
그렇죠. 네. 그래도 한번 볼게요. dried seaweed.
So seaweed is large algae growing in the sea or on rocks below the high water mark. So kim refers to the generic, it's a generic term that's used for a group of edible seaweeds that are dried to be used as ingredients in Korean cuisine.
I always find it fascinating that the word for 해초 or 해조 in English is 바다 잡초.
Yeah, because they don't eat it.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
do. Yeah.
맞아요. 영어로는 미역도 seaweed죠. 미역이나 이런 해조류를 다 seaweed라고 하는데 예전에는 사실 영어권에서 봤을 때 이거는 먹을 수 없는 바닷속의 잡초였거든요.
It's weed.
weed가 잡초예요.
Yeah.
네, 그래서 바다의 잡초라고 해서 seaweed라고 불렀는데 근데 우리 동양 문화권 특히 우리나라에서는 산모들이 미역국을 늘 먹고 우리는 이제 김, 미역 이런 것들을 많이 먹는 나라잖아요.
Yeah.
근데 과학자들이 연구를 해봤더니 특히 미역이 정말 우리 혈액순환에 도움이 되고 산모들한테 진짜 과학적으로 너무 좋다라는 것도 알아냈고.
It's very nutritious.
맞아요. 김도 정말 건강식품이죠. 그래서 이제 이름은 여전히 seaweed지만 각광받고 있습니다. 전 세계적으로. 이제 그냥 김 해도 될 것 같아요.
Yeah.
자, 그다음에 growing global demand.
Yeah, there is a growing global demand because, as we mentioned, there's, it's very nutritious, it's good for you, and it's very tasty as well. So the demand for something is the desire of purchasers or consumers or clients or employers for a particular commodity, service, or other item. So it's an economic concept that relates to a consumer's desire to purchase some sort of good or service.
supply and demand가 공급과 수요와 공급인데 순서로 봤을 때는 supply가 공급이고 demand가 수요예요. 근데 우리말과 영어는 약간 다른 순서로 보통 말하죠. 우리는 수요와 공급이라고 하는데 영어에서는 supply and demand 이렇게 말하는 게 좀 일반적이고 여기서 demand는 그런 수요가 되겠습니다. Growing global demand, that means people around the world are wanting dried seaweed more and more as the years go by. All right, well, here's the headline again. The Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries has reported that exports of dried seaweed products have already reached a new annual high this year, driven by growing global demand for healthier food products.